Hello and welcome to Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today, our focus is on the Northeast region. But first, our top story for the day. Officers of the Nigeria Police have rescued 20 medical students and doctors and other Nigerians kidnapped by gunmen along the Benue axis. The force public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, confirmed that the victims were rescued in an early morning raid of Ntukon Forest in Ado local government area of Benue State. Mr. Adejobi adds that the victims were rescued tactically and professionally by security agencies and locals in a well-coordinated operation by the Office of the National Security Advisor without any ransom paid. However, a confirmed source says 3 choppers were used for the operation, with few suspects arrested and others neutralized. The medical students and their accompanied doctors were kidnapped on Thursday, August the 15th, while on their way to a medical convention. Their rescue comes almost 5 days in captivity after the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, deployed his tactical squad, including the Benue State Commissioner of Police, to Otukpo for the rescue operation. It's also cheery news in Zamfara State following the Director General of the NYSC's announcement of the rescue of all 8 prospective corps members kidnapped along Funtua Guzo Road in Zamfara on the 17th of August this year, or 2023 rather. Well, at a press briefing in Abuja, Major General Yushau Ahmed commended the security agencies who facilitated the rescue, reiterating the administration's commitment to the welfare and security of the corps members.
After almost 1 year in captivity, the 8 prospective corps members who were kidnapped on August 17, 2023 are breathing the air of freedom. The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps and his team thought it wise to present them to the public.
Regarding the kidnap,
addressing the gathering, the Director General reiterates the NYSC's commitment to the security of each corps member, emphasizing the policy against night travels.
We continue to advise our prospective corps members and those who are serving corps members to desist from traveling at night because of the risks attached to it.
He narrates the events leading up to their abduction and the immediate collaborative efforts of security agencies facilitating the subsequent rescue of each victim.
On the 30th August 2023, we rescued the first prospective corps member, Esudwe Emmanuel. Victoria Basi Oduka was rescued on the 20th October 2023. Abigail Peter Sandy was rescued on the 7th December 2023.
According to him, the last victim was rescued on Thursday, August the 21st. He insists no ransom was paid for any of them. He further commended security agencies responsible for the success of the rescue.
There was no payment of ransom in the rescue of all the prospective corps members. No state government brought any amount for their rescue as claimed in the media.
One of the kidnapped victims describes the experience as traumatic and appreciates the security agencies for their rescue.
It was a traumatic experience, though I cannot say everything that happened because it would be too traumatic for me to say. But all the same, I am thankful to God Almighty, the Army, and the NYSC for my release.
Although no major arrests have been made, the security agencies say the leader of the gang was killed and the victims are currently undergoing medical rehabilitation.
The Nigerian Air Force says it has made significant gains in its constitutional role of providing security in the country, as it has hit and decimated critical hostile targets and even crippled criminal enterprises of kidnappers, bandits and terrorists in several parts of Nigeria. This was revealed during the maiden visit of the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, to Gombe State, where he was received by Governor Inuwa Yahaya at the Gombe State Government House alongside some top-ranking officers of the Nigerian Air Force. The Chief of Air Staff's one-day working visit to the 109 Reconnaissance Group in Gombe aims to boost the morale of the officers as well as obtain first-hand information on the progress recorded in the operations of the Nigerian Air Force unit in Gombe State.
The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, arrived at Gombe Airport accompanied by top-ranking officers from the Nigerian Air Force headquarters.
How are you?
Security chiefs and the wives of Air Force officers were present to receive him.
Now 17, forward. Sergeant Abubakar Usman.
He proceeded to Gombe Government House, where he was warmly welcomed by Governor Inouye and his cabinet. During his visit, the Chief of Air Staff praised Governor Inouye for his result-oriented leadership and commitment to ensuring the security of lives and property in Gombe State and the Northeast region.
I want to assure you that the Nigerian Air Force remains ever appreciative and grateful to you, your team, and the good people of Gombe State for your generosity and relentless support to the service. It is my earnest desire that we will continue to build on this formidable relationship, mutual understanding and support for the interests and benefits of the citizens of Gombe and Nigeria as a whole.
The response to the Chief of Air Staff's comment and requests regarding the establishment of a suitable forward operational base for the 109 reconnaissance group in Gombe, Governor Inouye announced that his government has provided 230 hectares of land and other support.
With the first contact we had with the former Air Chief Sadiq, we supported wholly the idea of your coming and provided the land that you took off. And later on, we expanded. So we shall still expand more to give you accommodation. And with the recent one that you mentioned of the need for you to be having a buffer zone, I think the DG Bodies is not here, but outright, I will direct him to work with your representative to identify.
Governor Yahaya also mentioned that the Gombe State Airport, which has been designated as a federal government airport, has not yet been fully taken over by the federal government.
We have had issues very recently, maybe we are going to resolve them. The airport is still stayed on with a pledge by the Ministry of Aviation to take it over. Up to now, there are some issues not sorted. So that might have contributed a lot in a lot of ways by maybe breaking some relationships. But somehow, once that is sorted, I believe you'll have the comfort to stay like you are staying elsewhere in federal airports, and there will be no fear.
Following what appeared to be a productive engagement with the governor, the Chief of Air Staff inspected both completed and ongoing projects at the 109 Reconnaissance Forward Operations Base.
The Gombe State is home to the 109 Combat Reconnaissance Group of the Nigerian Air Force. Well, if you have been monitoring the activities of the Nigerian Air Force, you will see that operationally we have had very significant achievements in all the theaters of operation.
As the Nigerian Air Force continues to play a crucial role in combating banditry and terrorism in the Northeast and across the country, it is hoped that their partnership with the Gombe State government will continue to strengthen and advance their efforts.
Ahead of school resumption, residents of Gaydam, a border community with Niger Republic in Yobe State, say they have recorded significant increase in the number of school children in the last 2 terms of this year. The Education Secretary of Gaydam Local Government Area, Saleh Mustafa, told Channels Television that the massive construction of classes, supply of furniture and manpower motivated the enrollment after the return of relative peace from the Boko Haram insurgency.
This is Gaydam, a border community and one of the epicenters of Boko Haram insurgency. Rich in economic activities, Gaydam has faced significant educational setbacks due to the ongoing conflict. Peace is gradually returning to the area. According to government officials, there has been a significant improvement in school enrollment, especially at Kafela Primary and Junior Secondary School, thanks to substantial infrastructural development.
Most of our schools has been occupied by buildings, and the procurement of furniture has been done in almost all the classes within Gaydam local government area. If we may recall, during the inauguration of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, in 29th May 2019, he has declared a state of emergency in education sector. As such, he has established more schools, and the enrollment has been increased. And as a result of the establishment of more schools, the congested school has been decongested.
The chairman of the Gaydam School-Based Management Committee has refuted claims from a viral social media video alleging the Kafela Primary and Junior Secondary School lacks classrooms and infrastructure. He is requesting that the government provide perimeter fencing for the schools.
Our major problem here is we are having some trespasses in the school, and that is largely taking mind of the students from effective teaching and learning. So our concern here is we need all the school to be fenced, even though they are fenced, but the wall is short now. We need them to be little bit, even with 2 blocks or with wire everywhere, and we have problem of gunmen. All the schools are open. Everybody will enter and will go out at any given time. And there's even my school that we got a lot of stolen items there. The place is turning to like a ghetto area.
The issue of saying all the classes and other infrastructure in the Kapela Primary School is burned down by insurgency is not true. All the insurgents happen, they are not affected any primary school. It's only affected Mairis Aloma Polytechnic. And here the eye is seen. You can see this infrastructure, classes, and new building, even the upstairs buildings. We have much infrastructure. The only problem of this institution is overpopulated of the students. This is the only institution. As far as I'm concerned, the area is conducive for learning, and we thank the Oyo State government for contributing a lot to upgrading and developing these institutions.
This expert also notes that the school and its environment are now suitable for learning activities, a significant improvement compared to their condition before Governor Mai Malabuni's administration.
Initially, when we talk about the enrollment here in Gaydam, we encounter a lot of hitch due to the problem of this insurgency. But after the insurgency, the state government, in its effort to cover up the problem encountered, they build a lot of structures in our primary schools, particularly this primary school where we are in and the mega school built by the state government.
Yobe, a state struggling with insecurity and high rates of out-of-school children. Residents are hopeful that Governor Mai Malabuni's declaration of a state of emergency on education will yield positive results in the near future.
Welcome back on Newsroom series. Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi State, inaugurates or flags off the construction of 115 kilometers of rural roads. Join us again. Welcome back. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State has inaugurated the construction of 115 kilometers of rural roads across the state's 3 senatorial districts. This initiative is a collaboration between the federal and state governments as well as the World Bank and the French Development Agency. During the ceremony, Governor Mohammed emphasized his commitment to advancing rural development, particularly to boost agricultural activities in the state. Our correspondent, Hajira Aliyu, now reports.
Bauchi State is seeing significant infrastructure progress as Governor Bala Mohammed launches the construction of 5 rural roads. This effort is part of the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project supported by the World Bank and the French Development Agency in partnership with the federal and state governments. The roads include the 18.88-kilometer Akuyam-Gwaram-Hardawa Road in Bauchi Central. In Bauchi North, it is the 25-kilometer Garingami-Gadei-Madufa Road. Also inaugurated is the 30.33-kilometer Chara-Chara Rogwam-Mogwanshi Lafia Road.
Women and children have fallen and injured on this road. We have always hoped for a day like this.
On the second day of the inauguration, the governor's entourage arrived Bauchi South, where he inaugurated the 25.80-kilometer Mainamaji Badara Kuka Pali Road, followed by the 15-kilometer Durumna Huta Rural Road. These rural areas are predominantly agricultural, and the project aims to improve access and support sustainable agricultural marketing.
The state rural roads inventory, it's over 4,000 kilometers, which are in poor condition. It is only a focused and visionary leadership that will make efforts to close the gap. Our administration seeks to close this infrastructure gap by providing interconnectivity and high-standard roads. Thus, we thought for contractors renowned for their quality work to handle these 115-kilometer routes.
I'm delighted to announce that we have received additional 155 kilometers from your office, which we are currently preparing as phase 2 of the rural roads infrastructure in the state. This number will bring about completion of about 300 kilometers of rural roads in the state.
Governor Mohammed expresses delight at the efforts.
It is gratifying to know that this is the first time in the history of Bauchi State that the rural areas are receiving such unprecedented attention in road construction to the tune of over 23 billion naira. It is an acknowledgement of this outstanding performance that the World Bank, the French Development Agency, and the federal government wrote a letter of commendation to me for Bauchi State being number 1 out of the 19 participating states. We owe this and gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this feat.
The project will also include the enhancing of agro-logistic markets to further support agricultural developments. Hajara Aliyu, Channels Television News.
The Taraba State government have resumed the payment of gratuities to local government retirees after 14 years of suspension by previous administrations. In the first batch of the exercise, 300 retirees will benefit from the 500 million naira released by the state government. The last time such exercise took place was back in 2009.
These are retirees, and in some cases, the next of kin of retirees who have served for 35 years in various capacities within the 16 local government areas of Taraba State. For the first time in 14 years, the state government is resuming the payment of their entitlement thanks to the KEFAS-led administration's commitment to screen genuine retirees upon assuming office. The governor has approved the sum of 500 million naira for the payment of 300 beneficiaries in the first phase of this exercise, with a committee responsible for overseeing the process. The representative of the governor at this event reveals that the governor has also earmarked 100 million naira monthly for the settlement of the outstanding gratuities of retired local government civil servants.
That His Excellency, our dear Governor, Dr. Abu Kefas, has once again shown to all Tarabans, and indeed the whole world, that he is a man of his words by setting up this committee and graciously releasing the sum of 500 million naira only for the payment to the beneficiaries, covering 2010, 2011, and part of 2012. While 100 million naira is deemed to be released on a monthly basis for continuous payment, it is our belief that whatever that is going to be given to you, the beneficiaries, will be judiciously put to use.
There is a symbolic presentation of checks to some of the beneficiaries, along with commendations for Governor Abu Kefas' dedication to the welfare of senior citizens and civil servants in Taraba State.
Honestly, you, the beneficiaries, either the life beneficiary or next of kin, you don't have, in fact, your thank you will not even be enough. Yes. Am I right? Yes. Your thank you will not be enough for this God-sent servant, because it takes a large heart to release such a huge amount of money.
The chairman of the 16 local government councils in Taraba are appreciative of the government's approach to alleviating the suffering of retired civil servants, represented by the state Argon chairman. They lament that previously, civil servants had to repeatedly amend their documents to avoid retiring without benefits, a situation they say has now improved.
I would also like to most sincerely appreciate the overseer of the Bureau and the team that has undergone this rigorous screening exercise across the 3 senatorial zones of the state for ensuring that people that are deemed necessary to benefit from these gratuities are those that are selected to get their payments.
The beneficiaries are relieved that after years of neglect, they can now finally breathe a sigh of relief.
So I want to thank our able governor. I am praying that his family will be blessed. His family will be blessed and will be multiplied to fill the earth. Because if there are good people in the earth, somebody like that, the earth will be a better place to live.
The Taraba State Governor has also extended the same gesture to retirees of the State Civil Service, allocating 2 billion naira and ordering the release of 200 million naira monthly to settle accumulated gratuities and pensions. He has also pledged to maintain this support until all retired civil servants in the state receive what is due to them.
In a move to enhance seed quality, protect farmers' rights and entrench smart, sustainable agricultural practices, the National Agricultural Seed Council has collaborated with Nigeria Agribusiness Group, Harvest Plus and other critical players in the agricultural sector to validate the implementation of the 2022 National Seed Policy in Nigeria. In a brainstorming session which held at the Gombe State International Hotel in Gombe, experts in the agricultural sector from all over the country are unanimously pushing for the implementation of the 2022 National Seed Policy Framework to give the sector a competitive edge in global agribusiness.
Good seeds are fundamental for smart and profitable agriculture. They ensure greater yields, help eliminate food-related cancers, provide incomes for farmers, boost the country's GDP, and guarantee food security for Nigeria's over 200 million people. However, experts lament the growing reliance on ordinary grains instead of viable, well-treated seeds as a major impediment to productivity, yield, and profitability. At a meeting held at the Gombe State International Hotel, the National Agricultural Seed Council, the Nigeria Agribusiness Group, Harvest Plus, and numerous other key stakeholders in the agricultural sector are rallying behind the 2022 National Seed Policy as a critical document for transforming the agricultural sector.
It's critical. Without good seeds, you can't expect good products. You can't expect good harvests. So these seeds are critical for us. That is why accessing the right seeds, where to find them, who is selling them, who is accredited, who is supposed to sell them, is important information that we need to put out there for farmers and other stakeholders to understand. Right now, there are myriad of grains and other bad seeds available in the market. But how can you, as a smallholder farmer, identify which is the right one for you to use?
Despite its extensive arable land, Nigeria remains a net importer of food, with a 2019 analysis by MBS PwC showing agricultural exports at only 2% compared to oil exports at 76.5%. Experts are optimistic that the National Seed Policy will change this narrative.
This policy document will ensure the quality seeds needed are used. Quality seed meaning it will address the issue of climate resilience. It will ensure yields are achieved. So this policy document will now, if the needed awareness is created across all the board, it means farmers will ensure they have access to quality seeds that will ensure the yield targets are achieved, and that will address some of the issue of food security that we have in the country.
While advocating for the full implementation of the national seed policy, this agricultural expert emphasizes the need for engaging trade agronomists in the agribusiness sector.
Why the policy is good to me, because it will regulate those who go into, the sale of seed. We have a lot of quacks, let me use the word quacks, who are selling seeds, who don't know anything about the physiology of the seed. And they are promoting seed. You see somebody by the roadside selling a seed. You ask him some pertinent question about what he even selling. He tell you he doesn't know, that he is just asked to sell. And by that, he cannot give the farmer all the information. So a seed has an attribute. Any seed company selling a seed, his seed label, should contain some basic information that the farmer needs.
Various stakeholders in the agricultural sector expresses confidence that the implementation of the national seed policy can significantly transform Nigeria's agricultural landscape, potentially increasing its contribution from just over 22% of the country's GDP to much higher figures.
And that's Newsroom series with our focus on the Northeast region for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Ayo Tunde Balogun.